Well, hello. Okay. That little intro was doing some really odd things. Let me come over here to comments. All righty. Now let me come over here to our lovely technology and see if we are everywhere we're supposed to be. Let me look at Flourishing Live first and see if we're there. Flourishing Live area events. Ah, we are. We are there. We are there. So I'm going to keep that up so that if you make comments on Facebook Live, I should be able to see your comments. If you're on YouTube, if you'll put your comments right here on YouTube, then I'll be able to see them on my screen. So we want to thank you so much for being on tonight. I am Cindy Hudson. I live in Maceo, Kentucky, and that is actually where I'm sitting at right now. If you want to put in where you're watching from, that would be great. Put it in the YouTube comments, put it on Facebook Live. Let me know where you're sitting at. Whatever day you're watching this. If you're watching it live right now, please go ahead and say hi to us so that we know you're on. And if you watch it later, we love for you to put on there, hashtag replay. I watched this whatever day you watched it is totally fine. When you let us know that you're on or that you've watched and you let your Mary Kay consultant know, a lot of times that helps her reach some goals that she's set for herself, maybe some challenges that she's been challenged with to meet some specific things she wants to do for her month or for her week. And so it really helps her to know that you watched it. Okay. So let her know. Let her know that. Please put it in the comments. So that way I know. That way Diane, who is the other director of the other unit, that we kind of do this together, she knows. And if you're not part of our units, but you do have a consultant and your consultant is working towards goals, you just let her know you watch this, okay? And that you have some more questions for her. Because today what we're talking about is a little bit about our pink world. I can't remember what the title actually was. I didn't really look at it right before I jumped on. But it's just a little bit about what being pink in Mary Kay maybe could do for you. And so I'm going to just tell you my story about my Mary Kay journey as a Mary Kay consultant. December the 6th is my anniversary in Mary Kay. Last December 6th was my 30th anniversary in Mary Kay. And I'm working on going into my 31st year. Now, when I started this journey, I had no idea, oh my gosh, that I would still be here doing this 30 years later. I was a young mom at the time. I joined Mary Kay on my third son's birthday, his second birthday. So, guys, I had 3 little boys at home. And one of them, when I decided, I'm going to do this, he wasn't even 2 years old yet. I mean, he turned 2 years old the day my agreement went into the company, because back then we did paper. Everything was on paper. There was no computers. This was 31, like I said, almost 31 years ago. We did not have a computer in our house. Our phones were attached to the wall. I do believe I think I had one that I could carry around the house with me at that time, but the main carriage for the handset was still attached to a wall. We still had landlines back then. Long distance, it still cost you money to call anybody that did not live in your town. It was called long distance. And that was the life that we led at that time. If you wanted to call somebody, you had to talk to them. And if they had an answer machine, it would beep when they didn't pick up, and you could leave a message on the answer machine. Is anybody feeling as old as I am right now? I mean, it was a different life. It was a different life for sure. So at that time, I lived in a metroplex of Dallas called Flower Mound, Texas. And I was minding my own business, and my best friend, my mostest friend, as I call her, Renee, had used Mary Kay, and I had used some Mary Kay. I had used some foundations from Mary Kay. Mary Kay had kind of come in and out of my life since I was 12. My mom and sister who never had parties of any kind, invited a Mary Kay lady over. I think maybe my sister, probably somebody she worked with or something. And so me and my mom and my sister, and I was 12. Okay, we had a Mary Kay facial. Now, when I was 12 and had my facial, there was only one kind of skincare. And so it really wasn't made for an oily, pimply 12-year-old, but it did at least get me in the habit of knowing what skincare was. But, and my mom got a set, and she and I were supposed to share it. Okay. And my mom was 30 when she had me. So my mom was 42 and I was 12. So that wasn't a great mix, but the oatmeal mask that you mixed with water, it was just like oatmeal, and you mix it with water and you put it on your face, and that did help my oiliness a little bit. And there was a toner that I'm sure helped a little bit. But anyway, that was my first experience with Mary Kay. I was 12. And then I think I had my driver's license. One of my friends from high school had a group of us over, but I probably was 17, maybe 18. Seems like maybe we had graduated. And she had a whole group of us over. And I had no money, and I lived at home. And I worked for, I either worked part-time for some attorneys, or I worked for the city of Amarillo in the water department. Can't remember for sure. But I didn't have a way to have a party. My mom kind of didn't like people at the house, because we'd had that one thing at my sister's. I should have asked my sister if I could have had a party at her house. But anyway, somehow I didn't. I never stayed in contact with that person. And so that was the end of that. And so then I don't know, sometime while I was in the Dallas area, I did get with some consultant and I got some foundation, but I didn't stay attached to her. I didn't stay attached to anything to do with it, because I had 3 little boys at home, and I stayed at home. I was blessed to stay at home. I was very blessed to stay at home, but I had no usable income for me, really. I worked at a mom's day out on Fridays, where I made enough money that I could buy hamburgers on Saturday, so I didn't have to cook. Okay, so that was what I did. That's what I did. So I was minding my own business, and I was hanging out with my mostest friend, Renee. We had been to a team meeting for this retreat weekend that we met each other on. That's how I met her. And it was called the Walk to Emmaus. And she and I were on a team in the Dallas area, and we'd been at a team meeting, and she used some Mary Kay, a lip liner and some foundation and some stuff. And the person that she bought hers from never called her back. So just to tell you the life cycles of Mary Kay consultants and what sometimes would happen. So she knew she needed a raisin lip liner. At that time, they were sharpening pencils that you had to sharpen, and hers kept breaking for some weird reason. And her person she didn't have the information to find her person. And so we happened upon this little open house at this house right there in my neighborhood. And that's where we met my senior director, Diane Cole. And you may be on here, and Diane may be your consultant, or she may be your consultant's director, because she's my senior director. And then my unit, I'm a director and now. And so we're kind of connected as family. We're kind of family. So we met Diane, and I just was along for the ride. My mostest friend bought me a blush off of Diane's little table, and she got her lip liner, and Diane became her consultant, and she had her name and all that information. And so Diane was the first person really in our life that did everything like she should have, and did her follow-ups, and or at a time in our life that we were open to her. I'm not saying that my consultant didn't try to do her job in the past, but I was not open to her, and I did not write down any of her information, and I didn't keep any of it, and I didn't know her name. So there you go. I was a bad customer is what the problem was. But Diane was working on a goal of her own, and she followed up with Renee, and she needed to change the foundation because foundation shades were changing back then. And again, they are now. So if your consultant calls you and says something about needing to update your foundation, it is the truth. It is, we are part of the fashion industry, and things like this change all the time in the fashion industry. And so you are, color foundations and color and skincare and all that's part of the fashion industry. So we just changed our foundations again, probably for about the 6th or 7th time since I've been in Mary Kay. We have changed foundations. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe just 5. This may be the 5th time we've changed foundations. But because things get better and technology gets better and things for our skin get better, and that's why we change. And along with that, we change shades because things get better and we figure out how to match you better. I mean, that's one of the things women have the worst time with is matching foundation. But when you have your own beauty consultant, she's there to help you. And when you're part of a team like we are, we help you with that. And so that's what was happening back in the day, 30 years ago. Diane was working with her customer, Renee. And so when you have a best friend, sometimes you're brought along for the ride. And so I was brought along for the ride and ended up that I had a whole skincare cleansing system get together with Diane and Renee. And Sid, my husband, he did satin hands so we could count it as a party. But the deal was it was a time that was perfect for me in that I was ready to take care of me again. The boys were 6, 4, and 2, they were 6, 3, and 1 actually when I first met Diane. And when I did the skincare and I felt how amazing my face felt, I was still oily and I still had acne problems at that time. My acne was a little better. It was all a little better because right before I started having children, I did this thing that is still out on the market that really helps you if you're a grown woman and you're still having acne. And it did help a lot. It did change a lot in my body. But I hadn't taken care of myself, and I could tell the difference immediately when I used the skincare system. Immediately. And everybody at my church, like, because that was my friends were all at church. They were asking me, like, because I bought stuff. Well, I started buying stuff, and then I was going to have a real party because I wanted to earn a lot of my stuff. And you can still do that, Mary Kay. Ask your consultant. You can have a get together with your friends in person or virtually. And when people purchase things as you being our talent scout to find us more customers, because most of Mary Kay is word of mouth, right? You share your consultant through a party, you're going to get some free credit towards free product. Okay. And so that's what I wanted to do. And so I was going to have this big party and I was going to start using it all. And so I did. And all the people at my church was going, what have you done? Did you get your hair cut? Did you color your hair? You look amazing. And guys, it wasn't anything except my skincare. That was what it was. And that was the difference they saw. And lots of times we can tell the difference in a Mary Kay customer and a not Mary Kay customer. So not only was the product amazing, but I had a consultant that was doing follow-up with me and was staying in contact with me. And she had a goal. And so she told me about the business opportunity of Mary Kay. And so I watched a video about the business opportunity. And that's when my life kind of changed. I had this thing where almost every Monday when Sid was going to go back to work and I was going to be home with the boys all by myself, that I would feel like I had the flu. And guys, it was simply because I wasn't being fulfilled as a girl, as a woman, what else was there in my life? I love my boys to this day. They are everything to me. I loved them back then too. And again, I was blessed to stay home with them. But sometimes you're called to do more stuff, with yourself, right? And I feel like I was being called. God knew there was something else. And so my original thought was I could get this amazing product that changed me, and I could get it for a really, really good cost price, because we can tell you more about that. Ask your consultant what that price is, what that means, okay? If you decide to do this as a business opportunity or for yourself. And so that was my original thought. And then I thought, and you know what else? I could share it with all my friends, all my these church people that came to this party. I could take care of them like my consultant was taking care of me. And that would give me another thing, another avenue of reach out and to be in community with my friends. And not only that, but back then we didn't have computers, right? I couldn't do what I'm doing right here. So I had to go to their house, or they had to come to my house. Now, I did a lot of stuff at my house during the day because I only had one of those little boys were in school and the other two were at the house with me. And so I had a lot of things at my house. People would just come to me. I would just set them up back to back. People coming to me back to back. You and 2 friends, you and 3 friends, come to my house, come to my house. I was just setting it up at my house, and they just played back in their room. And my customers knew me. They all knew me, and they knew that they might run out and I'd have to tell them to go back and play and leave us alone. Right. And so it was all good. And that's still available. That's still available to this day for you. I just set up for somebody to come to my house on Thursday. And so there you go. We can still do that. But you can also do it virtually now. And we do it virtually like I am right now. Right. And so I wanted to be able, though, to get out of the house and do my own thing. And so my husband got to spend time with his boys at night. He could put them to bed. He could get them ready, brush their teeth, put their PJs on them, say their prayers, put them to bed. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing to parent together. And so that started happening. And guys, in the meantime, all kinds of amazing other things happen. There's other things in Mary Kay that you can earn. You can not only do you make money on the sale of product, but there's other things. It's called dual marketing. And so if you have questions about all of that part, you need to ask us. Okay. You can type it in here on the comments. Oh my gosh. I just am looking. I've got all kinds of people on here. Peggy is in Kentucky, and Paige is on from Ann Arbor, Michigan. And she is asking us, oh, Paige, you should have gotten your new catalog. So it may just still be in the mail. Mine, I had one in the mail from when I got back home, because I just got back from Nashville, Tennessee, because I can do this business on the road or at home. So there is, that new book should have hit your mailboxes. Okay. And then, so it's still a whole nother quarter before we get another one. So every 3 months is about the time that the catalogs come out. And the new foundations, Paige was asking a little bit about those. Get with your consultant and let her explain those to you. It's got a new technology to it. It's got antioxidants in it. It's got age fighting in it. The formula feels awesome. We have been getting lots of good feedback on the formula. The matte foundation is giving us a lot of coverage. And then I like more of the luminous, but you can kind of mix those. If you want to mix a matte and a luminous, you can mix a luminous and a CC cream. All of our stuff are tested together. So it can all be used together, just to let you know about that. So if you would like information about product, if you'd like information about how the business opportunity works, if you would like to fill out a little form because you were on tonight, and that will get your name into some drawings that we'll be doing, let your consultant know, put it here anywhere that you are interested in getting more information. We don't want to share more than you want to know on here, but just to know that this has been a lifesaver for me. I'm now I'm widowed, and so and my kids are all grown because they were 6'3" and 1, and that was 31 years ago almost. So they are all grown. I have 4 amazing grandchildren that I got to spend some amazing days with. They're in Nashville that I just got home from, and they are the age my kids were when I started this business. And again, I've stayed because of the people, and I've stayed because of the income, and I've stayed because of how it's helped me grow and what it's given me as a person, and what I feel like God has asked me to do with it, to do with the business that He gave me. So we would love to share more. It's, let's see, 6:20. I think I'll be able to stop here just a little bit earlier than normal, but we would do like your feedback. And so, Christy, hey, thanks for being on from Illinois. So we have Kentucky, we have Illinois, we have Michigan. I'm sure we've got some other people on that aren't commenting, but you can do this from anywhere. I visited a team member in Tennessee while I was there. Diane lives in Florida. Some of the other girls live in other parts of Illinois. We have South Carolina in my unit. I have Texas in my unit. I'm trying to think of all the states everybody lives in. Other parts of Kentucky, all over other parts of Kentucky. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you live. We don't have territory. So you can work with us no matter where you are, and we can work with you. And if you have a consultant and you're not part of our units, please ask her more about the business opportunity. And we've got some amazing new products other than just the foundation. We may be reaching out to you and asking you to watch a little video for us. If your consultant asks you that, please say yes. Please watch that, fill out the Google form. And that's going to help her to finish up her month of May. Okay. And we don't have territories and we don't have quotas, but we do give ourselves challenges. And right now we have all been challenged to get 10 women to watch this little summer video. And so it's just challenges we give each other. So if your consultant says she has a challenge, she does. I have challenged her to have 10 people watch the little video. And so do that for her. It really is helpful. And she's got something in it for you too. Okay, we're going to be giving something to those people that fill out that Google link for us. So, okay, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. Thank you for watching. Be sure you let us know you watched, and we will see you. We have a Hydrate session on Zoom this Thursday. We would love to see you on there. Please ask your consultant about it if she's not asked you about being on, and let her get you some samples to jump on that with her. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. See you later.